from Joshua Tree National Park. Welcome to the GCN Show.
Welcome to the GCN Show. This week we discuss triathletes infiltrating Paris-Roubaix, cleats that move, and the most aero bike we've seen in Hacksaw Bodge ever.
Plus, as the Cobble Classics come to an end, we discuss the worst ways to end your ride.
Yeah.
There have been a few examples from the world of professional cycling, that's for sure.
No, there really has. This week in the world of cycling, we learned that racing the 256 kilometres of Paris-Roubaix isn't enough for Cameron Worth of Ineos Grenadiers because he decided to go out and run a half marathon later that evening. It's mental.
Triathletes are a different breed,
Completely.
aren't they? Imagine finishing Roubaix, one of the hardest races going.
Most gruelling race.
Then just heading out for a jog after and just thinking, why not? I honestly couldn't walk up the stairs of the bus after any race, let alone Roubaix.
I just think there's something not right up there. Do you think?
I mean, what must have been going through his head when he's out jogging through Roubaix?
Anyway, Worth's main job was to hang on in there at Roubaix and be able to help out his teammates when he could, giving wheels or towing on back to the bunch.
Yeah, it was basically like a human-powered team car. One man to help them all with just his legs. After finishing, though, he decided to lace up, take the great opportunity to take advantage of running with some serious fatigue in the legs. Those are his words and not mine as he builds towards his next Ironman. But fair play either way. And at least he admitted he was fatigued because...
I'm glad he did.
Yeah, he's at least somewhat human.
Yeah, there are, of course, worse ways to end your ride than with a run. Crashing, of course, is the number one ride ender that none of us want to experience or even witness. But sadly, in Roubaix, there were numerous examples, weren't there?
Nightmare, you just don't want it to happen, do you?
No.
John Degenkolb, perhaps the main example of that, crashing out of the lead group in the closing kilometres. And
I felt so sorry for him.
I felt so sorry for him. And he's a hero of Roubaix as well, because, do you know, actually when the junior version of the race nearly ended, Degenkolb actually stepped in personally to secure its financial future. And he's won the race in the past. What a hero, he crashed out just when it looked like there was going to be such a fairy tale finish.
I did actually see Mathieu van der Poel go up and you know, kind of stroke him.
It was just
And
a
I
racing
liked
incident.
that.
It was
I
just a
liked
racing
that.
incident.
Yeah. Crashing is definitely never fun. But there is something even more brutal about crashing, ending your ride when you're so close to the finish. It's that brutal. Whilst John did get up and finish the race, the chance of the race win was just gone away.
I crashed on black ice once on a training ride, about 1 kilometre from home, and limped home afterwards. And there's definitely something in those last few kilometres of a ride, I think. I call it home straight syndrome. When you make mistakes, just when you begin to relax and you get into your door. It always happens at the end, so be careful out there, folks.
Yeah, I have actually crashed my car into my driveway. That's when you really know you've relaxed and you think you're home. Anyway, we'll move swiftly on from that. We cyclists do have an inbuilt desire to never end a ride, don't we? Josh Tarling, the youngest rider to start since 1937, didn't let a crash and 2 punctures end his ride, despite rolling in outside the time cut. He spent the last 120 kilometres alone just to make it to the finish. I've got to say, fair play.
Conditions were brutal in the women's race the day before, and Canadian Alison Jackson sprinted home to a cracking win. Earlier in the day, though, Elisa Longo Borghini had slipped on some particularly muddy cobbles to cause a crash which took down the entire chase group behind her. It looked like a painful one.
Ouch!
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Brings us on to our second worst way to end your ride. Not only ending your own ride, but those around you too.
Yeah.
It is awkward.
Yeah.
It's the prime example of the awkward turtle.
Yeah, dealing with your own misfortune while it's apologising to those around you. Yep, that's what happened to Philippe Massajouk of Bahrain-Merida I'll get it. In Flanders, as he took out the whole of the bunch, ending his race with disqualification. Now that was not a moment for anyone.
That is an even better example of the awkward turtle. The amount of times I've waited for you to fix a puncture, by the way, you've ended my ride more times than I've ended my own. You're the ride ender, the ultimate ride ender.
What are you on about?
You are. You're always turning up and puncturing.
Yeah, but I'm also your biggest supporter. I'm there for the morale. I'm there for everyone. Always.
And you did get through a lot of punctures in your most recent challenge, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. My recent challenge was riding 200 miles on a 200-pound bike in torrential rain. And, well, let's just say 6 punctures wasn't enough, and I still made it home.
One of the worst days you could possibly imagine here in the UK. And the video's coming out soon, so if you want to see Hank.
And that was actually the only ride I did, which I carried spares, but I didn't have enough spares for 6 punctures. So, anyway, you'll have to wait and see what happened in that video, because it was pretty insane.
Okay, so we've had running, crashes, ending other people's rides, punctures.
Bad weather.
Bad weather. Now, I know what they say about bad weather. There's no such thing as it. You just need good clothing.
Oh, I disagree.
But I've had some bad weather in my time, and it's ended my ride. Once, particularly in the middle of the Alps, I was racing and a hailstorm just descended on us. I've never got off my bike quicker. Jumped straight into a bush. There's actually video footage of it. That was it, ride over, just in a bush. And the inadequately sized branches just didn't protect me.
I actually remember watching that on TV, and everyone darted into the bushes. It was quite a scene. Anyway, reason number 5 for ending your ride, hiding in a bush.
It was horrific, Hank. It's bringing back memories.
Yeah.
You must have had a few bad weather rides then in your time.
I've done some bad weather rides, that's for sure. Cold, sleet, wet. But then again, I've always been someone that pushes through.
Oh, here he goes. He's rubbing it in. He's got the strength to continue.
Literally, I just think the harder the weather, the more people are suffering, and I get an extra boost, I guess, because I feel like I can just brave it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. From the man himself. Didn't get to the end of Land's End John O'Groats because of a sore knee, but we'll skip over that. I'm just messing. It wasn't just a sore knee. Anyway, let us know in the comment section down below how you've ended your ride in the past, what sort of worst nightmare situations you found yourselves in, and any unusual ones as well. Always interested to hear from the audience, and I'm sure you guys are going to come up chumps.
Yeah,
something particularly interesting.
Yeah, the worst way of ending your ride.
And now it's time for cycling shorts.
Cycling shorts now, and we'll start with news of cleats that move, which feels like something of a worst nightmare for me. Essentially, my biggest fear is my cleats coming loose and starting to wobble. I don't like the wobble. Hank.
No, I know what you mean, but it could potentially work. If you move your position, potentially get more power out. But Shimano appears to be designing a system that'll do just that. Not wobble, that is, but move your cleat on depending on the factors or such factors as speed, power, and terrain based on a sensor within that shoe. So if you want to put more power out, you can then change it.
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild that. The patent for the tech has been filed. I just wonder if this is a solution to a problem we never thought we needed or necessarily do need. Let us know in the comments though what you think. Do you think you benefit from being able to move your cleats on the fly? I mean, there are scenarios I think it would work, but it just does seem like an out-of-the-box idea. Interesting to see what becomes of it.
Meanwhile, in Japan, helmets have become mandatory when cycling, triggering a nationwide shortage of, get this, bike helmets, with demand outstripping production. The new law has also triggered an absolute tidal wave of helmet law debate, controversy as per usual, which has just hit GCN comments right about now. Yeah,
the debate's kicking off already.
It really is. Hold on. Yeah, it's coming in.
It's coming in hot. Right. Get involved yourselves. How about this, though, for a heartwarming story now? Dublin bike shop owner Paul McQuaid of River Cycles has repaired a whopping 1,860 bikes for Ukrainian refugees in 1 year. 1 year alone. What a man.
What a man. Paul and his shop have been sending repaired and refurbished bikes around the country to those in need of pedal-powered transport, with a current waiting list of around 450 people. It's insane, isn't it? Anyway, keep it up, Paul. And if you're in Dublin and willing to donate old parts of equipment, drop past River Cycles and they'll put it to very good use.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Next up, though, car companies. They have been on a bit of a kind of bikes arms race in recent years, haven't they? And each brand is beginning to release their own model of bicycle. The latest to get involved is Mini.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing as I once did drive a Mini, believe it or not.
Can you fit in one?
I'm well up for this.
Conor, you're 6'8".
Yeah, but it's all about that like oversized gorilla look. And I did used to fit a bike bag in the back, somehow.
I would love to just get a picture right now of you and your head out the top of a Mini.
Well, I do just want to recreate the feeling of driving a car while sitting in the back seat, but on a bike. The cycling equivalent of that. And at least I won't need to put my head out the sunroof, because there isn't one. It's a lovely looking bike though, snazzy.
That is a thought to behold, isn't it? An image I'm sure you guys won't forget. Anyway, jokes aside though, we are sure the mini electric bike will come in various different sizes, to be fair.
That's true,
And
that's
it
true.
looks very snazzy too.
It does look snazzy. Over to France now though, and we are big fans of this. No, not raising the national retirement age,
No.
but a new programme that will aim to reach around 800,000 children with universal cycling lessons becoming part of the curriculum in France, which is proper cool, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely what you needed back in the day.
What do you mean what I needed?
Well, you were like Bambi on ice. Anyway, the lessons aim to
You
build
needed.
on the recent boom in cycling lanes and the infrastructure in France after the COVID crisis and keep momentum going to get more people on bikes in the future. This is only great stuff.
Yeah, that is great stuff, and I'm sure all those children are really going to benefit from that knowledge as they grow older. Keeping safe on your bike, for sure that is something I think we can all get behind. Just before we finish cycling shorts now though, a quick heads up as to the racing we've got coming up on GCN Plus, and there is loads of live racing coming to you. The Cobble Classics may be finishing, but we're turning our attention away from that now to the Ardennes Classics.
The Ardennes.
And yeah, they're just as exciting, I think. There's more of a kind of
They're just so
anticipation of
blooming
the finish.
tough.
They are tough. I did Liège
It
Bastogne
goes from
Liège
the
ones.
cobbled classics, which is arguably tough, and then it goes to... Anyway, the Ardennes. Anyway, tomorrow we have how do you say it? Brabant.
I was going to say I did Liège Bastogne Liège once, but I finished in the bus.
we're moving straight on from that.
Brabant's Appeal
Brabant's Appeal.
live. We also got Amstel Gold, not a monument.
Yeah.
But it is a massive one nonetheless. Pogacar, Pidcock and double winner Mikhail Kwiatkowski among those competing for the win in the men's, Van Vleuten, Vollering, Nieuwedome and Nutje Ludwig in the women's.
Yeah, remember though, territory restrictions apply to both races, so please check if it's available where you are before you log on and try and watch with your popcorn. Also, you can believe it's now less than 4 weeks. Can you believe, should I say? It's now less than 4 weeks until the start of the Giro d'Italia. The races come around so quickly, and this is the start of the Grand Tour season.
I can't believe we're going to be having a Grand Tour soon enough. Roglic versus Evenepoel. Oh, that is going to be the showdown, isn't it? It's a race that we'll be able to show in all GCN Plus territories. So we are looking forward to having your company over those 3 weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've got to say, the Giro is always a big one for me.
It is a big one. Meanwhile, our documentary this week is called Slow Pro Philippines.
Oh!
Which is why I'm wearing a hat.
Hello, here we go, yep.
This is why I'm wearing a hat.
Someone's wearing an Admiral hat.
Well, I'm wearing a hat because Marcel Kittel, who I accompanied on this ride across the Philippines, it was amazing, so beautiful.
14-time Tour de France stage winner.
14-time Tour de France winner and just an all-round amazing guy as well. So we share this adventure across Luzon Island, biggest island in the Philippines.
Didn't you ride 500 kilometres?
Yep, and it was so hilly.
And how?
Philippines people and
11,000
geography.
metres climbing?
Yeah, it was mad. Every road just goes straight uphill. But the reason I'm wearing the cap, back to my original point, is because Marcel made me get a haircut at the start of the ride. Apparently, every time he starts a ride, he has to get a haircut.
Yeah.
So
gotta
I still
say-
haven't remedied it.
I've got to say, Conor, I don't give you a huge amount of praise, but this one was an absolute banger. So make sure you click on that and watch it because it is unbelievable. And go check out the trailer if you want to be persuaded because it doesn't take much to get onto the app and click on because, let me tell you, you'll love it. Just good.
Thanks.
God, that's the nicest thing I've ever said about you.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
welcome,
Apart from
mate.
saying I crash all the time.
What you do. It's now time for hack/bodge of the week.
Well done, you got it right.
You're welcome. I've been
Deserve a medal.
Thank you. Anyway, we're going to kick off with one coming in from Spinning West that I think will make some heads turn.
Not sure what I make of this. I think it's a good idea, but at the same time, I'm struggling. So, milk jug handlebar guards. Saw this one on campus. Spring hasn't arrived yet. To keep fingers warm, in style.
Now, I wouldn't say this is the most stylish approach, but then again, it works. You know, like having the cold air hit your knuckles is not the nice feeling. So, getting something to protect that isn't a bad idea.
But would it just because the milk jug is so big, wouldn't it just really hurt your hands?
No, because your hands go inside it.
Yeah, but the milk jug would be
No,
batting your hands.
because he's got cable ties.
Yeah, to keep it on the bars, but it's not going to stop the wind pushing it into your hands. I think it's going to be like punching. It's going to be like punching milk jugs on your ride.
Do you reckon?
It's a new expression.
Yeah, because look, he looks like they've got brackets around it.
Well, I mean, it's still going to be a good improvement. It's going to keep the cold wind off.
Anyway, I'm going to say hack.
I'm saying bodge. That's an ultimate bodge, just putting milk jugs on your handlebars.
Anyway, let us know in the comments below what you guys think.
Moving on to Larry Yu. Velcro front wheel holder. I use Velcro tape to hold my front wheel in place while working on the front end, and no damage to my carbon fibre frame. That's actually very simple but very good idea.
That's
a hack.
Yeah.
Just like
Total
perfect hack.
Yeah, total hack. Love
Job
that.
done. Let us know what you think in the comments below, but I can't see anyone arguing with that.
Nah.
So annoying when your handlebars are flapping like a snake's tail.
Yeah. No, that's genuine genius. They're
Snakes
the
have tails?
simplicity. Yeah, they do have tails.
Or is that just a snake?
A snake is a tail. But it
But
doesn't.
that's the thing. Does it have a tail?
Yeah, because if you think a
has
rattlesnake.
Okay, right, moving on.
Is it? Yeah, anyway. Salmon SPB. Is this a hack or a bodge? This is a local aero warrior who's made an aero fender, for those of you in America. So it basically looks like a motorbike. It looks like one of those Triumph Thruxton R1200. That looks like that.
Whatever he
Without
said.
the engine.
Coming to a town in Kyrgyzstan near you. I mean, is it going to be faster like that? I think this calls for a GCN video.
I think it is.
I mean, it's like a wonderful piece of
Because I've done some
customization.
I've done some recumbent racing and that looks quite similar.
Does look similar,
Yeah.
and claimed 50 kilometres an hour on the flats.
Yeah, I reckon. Anyway, I reckon it's quite aero, but I'm going to say it's a bodge.
It's a definite bodge.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's no qualms about that, but I'm just interested to see how it would go in real
Yeah.
life. I think we need to get our hands on one.
Yeah, and let us know in the conversation below how, like, actually, you know, from Salmon SPB, what kind of like speeds you've taken it to, and if it does actually make a difference. Could you do any power tests, maybe?
Yeah, we'll get Hank on one.
Yeah. What's next?
Mr. 24, happy one. Love the name. Recycle parts chain whip. This is for Dan Lloyd, actually, who last week mentioned making an overpriced DIY chain whip. This is 15 years old from scrap wood, broken chain, and 2 wooden screws. There you go. That's a hack. 15 years to prove
smart.
as proof in the pudding as well.
Yeah. I've got to say, I'm not that handy, but I feel like I could make one of those.
That sounds like a challenge.
Watch this space.
Watch this space.
Watch this space. Anyway, that's all we got time for this week for hack/bodge. Don't forget, if you want to get involved in hack/bodge of the bodge, all you have to do is send in your hacks and bodges on the GCN app, and then everyone can vote, and we can get them on the show too.
Yeah, I'm going to upload one now. I've got a good one, actually.
What is it?
It's always baby-related hacks for me.
Oh, so
Use the
God.
cycle
Ooh, look at me,
to
I'm a dad.
Aid my domestic life.
Look at me, I've got to wake up at 6 a.m. For all you dads out there, I apologise.
Caption competition now. Your chance to win the coveted GCN Elite water bottle. That was close. I thought that was going to fall there. First take as well.
Skills to pay the bills. Yeah.
Get involved in the comment section down below with the hashtag Caption Competition. Get your hands on the water bottle. Let's go through the winner of last week's caption.
Yeah, so we showed this picture and then this one from Dead Right. Caption competition. The Tour de France has plateaus. So brutal that even the pros need to hike a bike.
There we go. Always love a good hike bike section.
I've got to say though, it's in every cyclist's interest to not get off their bike when going up a climb. And there you go. It's not just you guys, it's not just me, it's not always Conor, but it's also the pros too who have to get off their bikes to climb them.
And the Cobbled is particularly brutal. Once you stop there, you are not.
You're not getting back on your bike,
That's
are you?
it. It's all over.
Yeah.
Get in touch. We'll get a bottle on its way to you. Dead weight. Now, this week's caption competition is from Paris-Roubaix, and it was the scene of.
I did mention it earlier. The scene of John Verkoop off his bike, Mathieu van der Poel kind of stroking him.
Yeah, so this is Van der Poel and Philipsen apologising to Degenkolb, and I think just checking he was okay after there was.
Which is, I think, really respectful,
Yeah.
seeing as Degenkolb is quite the iconic figure, I guess, in Paris-Roubaix.
Yeah, and it's good to see the honour amongst the riders too.
Go on, though,
And-
don't be too mean because I know what you're like.
Well, we are just going to use the photo to our advantage because it is a cracker. For
It is a cracker. Yeah.
So, yeah, give us your best. I'm going to go with, sorry, John, do you mind moving out of the way? We're just, you're blocking the podium. Bit brutal. It's a bit brutal, isn't it? But I'm going for it. Let us know. That's set the bar of brutality. What, it's not that bad. We can. It's a...
Anyway, moving on. To comment of the week. On last week's show, we had one from Ian Singleton. 176 kilograms down to 133 kilograms through cycling. Not enough room here to tell the full story. I'm always amazed and motivated when I hear other people's stories of how cyclists change their life. I've often thought about sharing mine, but never got around to it. People are amazing. There you go. 176 kilograms all the way down to 103. That's incredible.
Yeah, big ups for that. We also had a comment from the Global Triathlon Network. Those little cheeky ones getting involved in our
sister
comments.
channel. Go on.
Cycling gives us a rest from running and swimming.
Oh, that is outrageous.
Here we go. They're at it again.
Outrageous. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're not going to give that too much airtime, are we?
No. I'm a good swimmer. What?
The English teacher cyclist on the same one. 30 mins of Sai and Dan trying not to laugh is GCN gold. Thanks, team.
Nice one. No, really grateful that you enjoy the videos. And Sai.
No, just shut up. That's
4 tips to overcome your cycling plateau. This was sent in from Mike Butcher. This video is all well and good, but can you make a video on how to get over a geographical plateau? I mean, that flat after a hill can be pretty challenging.
It's true. And I think we should actually make a video because the hardest bit is actually getting over the top.
Yeah.
And keeping the power transfer down.
I remember in some training rides, we had like a coach on a moped and they'd just be shouting at us over the top of the hill. And it does make a difference because you just relax at the top of the hill. So, yeah.
And actually, that's where you can actually make a breakaway. Anyway, we don't want to give away all our secrets. Talk about secrets. The secrets to winning Paris-Roubaix with the wonderful Mitch Docker. Absolutely love this film. And massive thanks to Mitch going out there and bringing it back for us. This was from Andrew McAllister. Loving Mitch's GCN videos. His genuine passion and love for the race really comes through. I've got to say, he really does do a good job. And the history of hell, Paris-Roubaix with Mitch Dogger. Another one from Don. I never thought Mitch would ever bring up the 2016 Paris-Roubaix. That was a great addition for his team, but also so traumatic for him personally.
Yeah, we also had Breaking Hearts and Records, KOM hunted on the new Campagnola Hyperon Ultra wheels. Veriest 1 got in touch, actually laughed out loud when Alex said who had the first KOM.
It's quite good, that, isn't it?
It is good.
Yeah. So there you are. Leave your comments after all our videos because we do love getting involved under there. And then we know if you're enjoying them and what you have to say about them too. So get involved in the community down below.
I'm reading the comments.
But coming up this week.
What have we got coming up this week? Well, it's a busy week. Wednesday, how to set up your new bike.
Yep.
Thursday, getting started on gravel. Some tips if you're looking to come across from the road, try out gravel for the first time, what you need to get used to, how to handle your bike, get over certain terrain.
Something 100% to get involved with. Gravel is exploding.
Yep, then straight on Friday to why do cyclists shave their legs? Well, they went and did some wind tunnel testing to find out if there were any gains involved.
I still don't know. So I still want to know. So I'm going to be watching that with keen eyes, I reckon. On Saturday, are modern bikes rubbish? Yeah, we gave Simon Warren, author of 100 Climbs, a less traditional bike than he's used to, see if he would be persuaded that modern bikes are just better. Anyway, wait to see that video because then you'll know from someone who just is a traditionalist.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the outcome of this video, actually. I'm really curious.
And on Sunday,
we got the video, which is why Hank is so knackered today. So our epic bikepacking trip around Cornwall, which was a big old laugh. Yeah, I got dragged along on another one of Conor's epics, and let's just say it was entertaining, and it was a big one. It was a lot harder than we think, but make sure you watch that video because we can't wait for that one to drop, and we'll be in with the comments to see if you guys enjoy it. Cracking route, lot of crashes.
Yeah.
Good laughs. What more could you want?
More cool. Anyway, that's it for this week's GCN show. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry about my nasally voice. It's all Conor's fault.
Don't worry, I'm taking Hank bikepacking next week.
Anyway, we'll see you
on the next show.
in the next video. Take care.